Hello everyone, Dan from Frontline MCOC here, back with another video for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today I'm going to be talking about Incursions synergy teams. So we're going to put together a few 3-champion teams that I think are going to be really good for Incursions. Now here's my criteria. The 3 champions do have to be from different classes because that colorblind node does pop up in Incursions sometimes. And I also really want to concentrate on champions that have regeneration for sustainability and that generate a lot of buffs, because you can improve those buffs with the different hacks that are available in Incursions. So first off, I'm going to show you one of my favorite teams. This is Sunspot, Mephisto, and the champion, right? So this team, a lot of incinerate damage and a lot of sustainability. You have Sunspot, so you have perfect block. You have incinerate immunity, and you do some really big burst damage. And of course, if you get those boosts to the incinerate hacks, he's going to be awesome. Mephisto, you have that passive incinerate. You also have a lot of regen, and the synergies for this team really benefit him. And then you have the champion, who's actually a really good for Incursions because he has a lot of buffs and he has a consistent regen. So looking very quickly, let's see what synergies are in play. We have the enemies synergy, and this one's interesting because it's based off of Sunspot's signature level. It's plus 125 crit rating, increased to 325 based on Sunspot's signature level, and that's with Mephisto. And my Sunspot does have signature level 200, so I get the maximum benefit there. And then we've got 2 with Champion and Mephisto, this persistent force, and this one is huge because it really ramps up the damage from Mephisto. Mephisto gets plus 15% attack rating for each persistent charge that he has. He can carry 6, so that's a 90% damage boost when he is topped up. It's awesome. He can really do some work there. And then the champion, when the champion has 3 or more persistent charges, he starts the fight with an indestructible buff, ignoring all incoming damage for 8 seconds. That's just awesome. There's definitely cases where that's going to help you out. And plus, it's just triggering another buff. If you have buff cornucopia, which you're going to want to select for a lot of these teams, that gives you another buff, could give you more regen, more furies, more damage. Just awesome. And then you get another enemies synergy plus 155 crit rating, the champion and Mephisto. All right, so let's look at another team here, and we're going to go over to the mutants, and we're going to find the buff heavy mutant, Old Man Logan. And let me see if these synergies, we're going to bring in Mephisto, and we are going to bring in, this one might be on Silver Surfer, who I have as a 4-star down here, right? So this team, I wish I had them at higher levels because I think this team's going to be really good. You've got regen with Old Man Logan and Mysterio. You've got a bunch of immunities to damaging debuffs from Silver Surfer, like Incinerate and Cold Snap. So this team could work really, really well with buff cornucopia. A lot of damage, a lot of regen, a lot of buffs and utility. The synergies in place here actually boost your regen with Old Man Logan and Mysterio. So for Mysterio, he's going to, when regenerating from reflection gas, he gains an additional flat 10% health. And Old Man Logan, the first time Logan gains a 0 damage passive bleed each fight, he gains 2 more. Additionally, his regeneration rate is increased by 10%. That's awesome because you want that sustainability. That's what keeps you going, and then you don't have to spend the boss hacks on healing your team, on reviving your team. You can buy more powerful hacks and get through more rooms. And then for Mysterio and Silver Surfer, you've got this one, Mind Travels Through Space. Silver Surfer board attacks generate 30% less power for the opponent, And Mysterio's advantages against Spider-Verse champions extends to all hero champions, and that basically involves countering evade. So if they're under the effect of a poison, they can't evade. All right, for our next team, if you're a Fantastic Four fan, you are gonna like this one. And I think there's some people that have at least one of these champions ranked up. Let's see. Let me switch over to science because I know I've got a 5-star Mr. Fantastic. So you bring in Mr. Fantastic, you bring in Dr. Doom, and you're going to bring in Annihilus as the other one. So let me see. I'm not sure where exactly I have an Annihilus, but I know he is in here somewhere. I think I have him as a 4-star, probably not ranked up. There he is. Okay, great. So as you can see, a lot of synergies active. And now in Dr. Doom, overall beast, huge, nullifier, tanky champion. Everyone's got him ranked up that has him as a 5-star, so I don't need to convince you. He's a good idea. Reed has his crossfight abilities that can help you out. He also does a ton of debuffs, and he has shock damage. And Annihilus procs a ton of buffs. I was playing Incursions with Royal from the MCOC podcast. He was using Annihilus. He was crushing it. So Annihilus is one of those champs that the boss hacks, and just any of the hacks, can really help out. So what have we got here? We've got a plus 155 crit rating there. Doom answers to no one. His attack rating is increased for each knocked out team member. Well, you don't want anyone knocked out. And then all champions gain plus 5% attack with Reed Richards. So the extra attack's always helpful. And you've got that Council of Reeds. That's not really going to come into play here. And here's the other one, College Rivals, Mr. Fantastic and Dr. Doom. Mr. Fantastic gains 5% of his max power each time a buff is nullified or its duration expires off the opponent. And then Dr. Doom, this enhances armor break, heavy attacks apply up to 1 armor break, debuff for 10 seconds, reducing armor by 15%. So that's a nice one there. The next one we have, this is one I really wish I had these champions all ranked up so that I could use them. But we're going to start with Venom the Duck. We are going to add in Domino once I find her. Not Groot. Domino. And we are going to add in Warlock. And I believe this synergy is actually on Warlock. So I've got to find him. Let's see, do I have a 4-star Warlock? All right, I just have a 3-star, so it might not have all the synergies, but let's see. So obviously you've got Venom the Duck. He's going to be your workhorse, huge buff champion, buff cornucopia, love all that stuff for Incursions. You've got Domino for the big burst damage, and you've got Warlock for power drain, immunities. So you've got a nice, well-rounded team here. So you've got Mutant Agenda, Mutant Champion strikes during special attacks gain 10% attack rating. If you have a higher star level Warlock, that's going to go up to 12%. And you have, for Venom the Duck, plus 35% ability accuracy during special attacks. So a couple synergies there. All right, and our next one, this is another one that I think I'm going to be trying out soon. I need to R5 my Venom, but I really, really like Venom for Incursions. I like him overall, great champ, but for Incursions in particular, he's getting all those buffs. He is a beast. So this one, we need Ghost Rider. Okay, so we've got Venom, Darkhawk, and Ghost Rider. Now, what's so awesome about all three of these champs for Incursions is that all three of them have regen. So that's awesome. You have Venom for just awesome bleed damage and all those furies that can be buffed up from the hacks. For Darkhawk, you have that double immunity. He's a bit of a power control champ. He has heal block. And then Ghost Rider, just all around toolkit. He can really help you out. And like a lot of these champions, the hacks can really help with his damage. If there's a knock-on Ghost Rider, it's that the fights last a little while because his damage isn't that great because he has so much utility. Well, the hacks fix the damage. So now let's look at so synergies, all symbiote champions. This is just Venom with himself, plus 4% attack and health for Venom. And then we have this really cool Dark Justice one, right? So this is all three of these champs, the Dark Justice team, Venom, Darkhawk, and Ghost Rider. Plus 30% power rate against villains and plus 10% critical rate against heroes. So really, those are some nice synergies, the way that those work together. All right, the next one, and this is another one that I wish I could try out because I don't have Aegon, but it looks like it could be really, really good. Oh, let me get my 6-star Morningstar, and Angela, and I'm gonna have to bring in my 4-star Aegon here. So this might be the ultimate synergy team for Incursions. If you can get Morningstar and Aegon ramped up, which I know it's tough to ramp up champions at once on a team, this team will destroy everything. A lot of buffs, a lot of regen from Morningstar and Angela, so that's just awesome. And you get some really good synergies. So Warrior Queens, Morningstar, her buffs will last 20% longer, and Angela's buffs will last 20% longer. That's huge. And then with Aegon, you have this synergy Warriors of the Stars, and plus 25% potency to Fury buffs for Aegon and Angela. So, I mean, anytime you're boosting Fury and Incursions, it's going to be a good time. So, that is an awesome synergy right there. Now, I do have a sub. If you don't have Aegon, there is one sub that you can add to this team, and it's Guillotine 2099. So you're not exactly losing a bunch there. And of course, I don't have Guillotine 2099 to actually show you this synergy. But what this synergy does is if you swap out Aegon and you swap in Guillotine 2099, she's going to increase Morningstar's critical damage per captured soul, and Guillotine 2099 will have plus 30% degen potency. So that is a nice option if you don't have Aegon. Now I've got a couple more for you. This next one involves Captain Marvel movie. Very popular champ to have ranked up. And of course, who is her right-hand man? That's Nick Fury. If you have Nick Fury and Captain Marvel movie, you're ranking them up in tandem. So that works really, really well because it's not a case where you're going to have to, like, oh, wow, I can't believe I have to rank up my Nick Fury. Like, you were going to do that anyway. And then, of course, Rogue, right? So you've got Captain Marvel movie, all-around beast. The hacks and the boost to her buffs are just going to make her better. Nick Fury, great champ. And, of course, Rogue, don't sleep on her. She can steal buffs, and she can health steal. So you've got that sustainability. Now let's look at the synergies we have active. With Rogue, Stolen Memories. Captain Marvel movie, when entering binary ignition, she becomes unstoppable for 4 seconds. Awesome, right? She's already indestructible. Why not be unstoppable? And Rogue, all of her physical attacks gain an additional 15% of damage dealt as energy damage. That's nice. That helps her out. And Partners in S.H.I.E.L.D., Captain Marvel movie. Each energy charge lasts 1 second longer in binary ignition. And Nick Fury, his tactical advantage charges last an additional 1 second. Nick Fury has a couple synergies. Of course, good old Nick's leadership, given 10% attack rating to heroes. And that is doubled if Nick is dead. So that's always going to be helping you with this 3-hero team. And then contingency plan. If Nick is alive, all Fury buffs have 20% increased duration. So that's great because you want to be getting Fury hacks. You want to be boosting up Furies. Captain Marvel movie gets Furies. Rogue can steal the Furies off of other champions, so that's definitely going to help you. And then I have one final one. This is the Rich the Man special. I played Incursions with Rich. We had a lot of fun. And I know what you're saying. King Groot, he's not good. Well, he is in Incursions. Because what's the one knock on King Groot? He doesn't do great damage. Well, the Incursions hacks will solve that for you. And once you solve the damage, you have a really tanky, sustainable champ. So we're going to add in Man-Thing, and we're going to add in Regular Thing. So this is a really cool team. A lot of immunities, ability to shrug debuffs with King Groot, ability to deal a lot of poison damage with Man-Thing, and then regular Ben Grimm. We all know that he has so many immunities. Great champion when you build up his Furies. And let's look at the synergies in play here because they're really cool for Man-Thing in particular. So the Thing synergy. For Man-Thing, well-timed blocks grant a Fury buff, increasing attack by 25% of its base attack for 1.5 seconds. This does not stack, so you're going to be pairing anyway. Might as well get a Fury buff. And, of course, if you trigger a buff with Buff Cornucopia, you're going to get a second buff. Awesome. And let's see. For Thing, his rock stacks last indefinitely up to 20. That just makes it much easier to stack up those passive Furies. And then this other one. With King Groot and Man-Thing, misunderstood monsters. Man-Thing, well-timed blocks. Well, you were already pairing for the Fury. Now you're pairing to inflict a poison debuff. So that basically turns him into like Blade on the parry, right? Instead of a bleed, it's a poison debuff that deals 25% of its attack over 5 seconds and reducing regen by 30%. So every time you parry with Man-Thing, you get a Fury buff and you're dealing poison damage. That's awesome. Finally, King Groot starts the fight with 2 additional Furies, solving part of that damage problem, and gain 2 additional Furies when exiting his cooldown state. You want buffs, you want Fury buffs, you want to boost them up. You can have a great time with this team in Incursions. All right, guys, that is it for me for some Incursion synergy teams. If I missed your favorite Incursion synergy team, please leave a comment below. Let me know what that is. I want to check it out. And I had a lot of fun putting this together for you. I heavily relied on Aunt May to do this, so just want to give a shout out to them. Great website, and I will put the link in the description below. So that is it for me. I hope to see you in an Incursion sometime soon, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.